Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Grant, and today I'm going to be showing you how to plant some organic asparagus crowns. So to start this no-till asparagus bed off, I headed over to the chicken coop and grabbed some of their fresh bedding. Actually, I wanted to add some leaf mulch from around my yard to start this raised bed off. Here I was taking the bigger branches with leaves on them and filling in the seams of my wattle raised bed. And if you wanted to see how I built this wattle raised bed, then hit the video card link in the upper right hand corner. Then I headed over to my compost pile, and it had this old burlap on it that I was using to cover it, but I took that and set it aside for later. This compost pile has been sitting here for about a year now, and I let my chickens scratch through it for a little bit before collecting it. After putting the leaf mulch and the chicken bedding, I put a mixture of native soil and old potting soil. Here I'm taking the old burlap that I took from the compost pile, and I'm lining my wattle bed with it so it holds all the soil in. So I took that recycled potting soil and amended it with some of that homemade compost that we saw from earlier. And I had actually amended that potting soil with a little bit of kelp meal and bat guano as well. Here I was mixing up the mound layer that my asparagus crowns were going to sit on. I started with native soil, then I threw in some of this beach sand / wood ash mixture that I had made, because asparagus likes sandy soil, and the native soil I'm using is kind of acidic, and the ash helps bring up the pH. Then I added in this mixed blend dairy and chicken manure. Asparagus does well when grown in a lot of organic matter, so I made sure to add quite a bit of compost to my mixture. Next I added Perlite, which is a volcanic glass that helps with water drainage and retention. If you didn't want to use Perlite, you could use rice hulls, which does the same thing. I just have a lot of Perlite on hand, so that's what I'm using. This mix is looking pretty good to me though, so I'm going to go ahead and mound it up. And I'm not worried about the little roots and sticks in this mix. Those will eventually just break down and turn into more nutrients. This is the mound I was talking about, and you're going to make this about 6 inches tall. And the trench or raised bed that you'll be planting in, you're going to want to be at least 12 inches tall. And just try to position this as best you can in the middle. These crowns look like they're from outer space, so just make sure you know which way's up and down. They have these little eyes where the spears come out. You can see that little white spot. That's a baby asparagus spear getting ready to emerge. So position that eye facing up and go ahead and sprawl these crowns out.
Hey, get out!
And watch out for any backyard free rangers. So you're going to want to plant these crowns every 18 inches or around there, give or take a few inches. Then I added Fox Farm Ocean Forest, which is a soil brand from my area. This is a pretty good soil in particular that's full of beneficial microbes. I topped it off with the rest of that farm blend manure I had. If you want to check out any of the products I use in this video, I'll be linking them in the description box below. Then I added some white clover, which will protect the soil microbes by creating living mulch, also called a cover crop. Clover is also a legume, which means it fixates nitrogen from the air with the help of bacteria located in its root nodules. When the clover dies back, soil microbes release the nitrogen in those roots, making them bioavailable to whatever other plant you may have in the bed. And then I topped it off with some actual rice straw mulch to protect the soil until that cover crop grows. Then I watered it all in with dechlorinated water, which is just tap water that I let sit out for a couple days. And you're going to want to do that so you don't kill any of the soil microbes that you would just work so hard to put in here. And here's how it turned out. I'm really happy with the way it looks, and I think it's going to be a really productive bed. I'll be interplanting my basil and coriander in this bed to repel some pests too. Make sure to hit the like button and leave me a comment what you thought of the video. And if you haven't, subscribe to the channel for other natural farming content. Alright, remember to think like nature, guys. See you later.